A lot of times people, know of SELF as operating 9 emergency housing shelters, but not the fantastic outreach team that we have. So our president and COO, Mike Henson, thought it would be good for us to go out with our outreach team and to have the experience of talking to people that are actually living on the streets and, watching our outreach team and sometimes also engaging them to try to bring them in like our outreach team tries to do.
What are y'all about?
We're about trying to place somebody from A to B.
Okay.
Get them off the street.
We're a network of emergency housing programs that also provide case management. We work with people that have mental health issues, drug and alcohol, and we try to move them into permanent housing with supports.
Very good.
We've been around for 30 plus years.
Really?
Yes.
So it's important for us to have our team members go out together and do this day of outreach with all of our managers, so that they understand that when people come to us, they're really coming here because they made a choice to not be on the street. And when you're brave enough to make that choice, you need to be honored. You need to be honored with good services.
It used to be that when you would come into emergency housing, there would be some thoughts that you had to be sober. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. You don't have to be sober, you don't have to be clean, you only have to want to be in emergency housing, and that emergency housing is available for you. There used to be a requirement that you pay fees to be in emergency housing. Well, that doesn't exist anymore. So we've found a number of ways to decrease the barriers, those things that stop people from coming into emergency housing. And we're still looking for other ways to do that by listening to people who have the lived experience to say, this has been in my experience coming into emergency housing, I think that you can do better, and listening to them in earnest to try to do better.
Try to see if we can help them get into shelters, safe havens, drug and alcohol treatments, whatever fits them, whatever helps them out, that's what we try to do for them.
So many of the people, although they may not be willing to accept anything right now today, they look forward to that little ray of hope or sunshine that we bring, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Help break the cycle or the repetition of the norm.
And you want to go in shelter tonight? And take you to Station House? Have you been there before? All right, that's where we've taken you.
When they outside and in the cold, some people that's laying on the ground, they'll say to me, can I go to the shelter? I'm saying, yeah, you can go. Let's get in the car. We can take you there now. And then the next day they'll say, hey, I appreciate you helping me out. So, like I said, I love my job. So it really helps me sleep at night.
On any given day, we serve approximately 700 individuals, most of whom live in our emergency housing sites. With respect to our outreach team, last year our outreach team reached, engaged, spoke with over 4,000 individuals. Over 4,000 individuals, and of those 4,000 individuals, a little over 300, about 325 of those individuals were placed in emergency housing or agreed to go into emergency housing or into treatment, which we consider to be a big success. But we also know that building on that success, we have to increase those metrics. We have to increase those numbers so that we're serving more people. We certainly believe that we can increase that the number of people who agree to go into treatment or agree to go into emergency housing based on those 4,000 engagements that we have.
Thank you for your work.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. You appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.